Hello everyone, welcome to Yoga Upload. I'm Aylward. Today's video is a yoga stretch class for hips, legs, and feet. This is great for you if you stand all day at work, your feet are in shoes all the time, or maybe you've been traveling and you've been sitting either in a car or an airplane for long periods of time. It's good to stretch the lower body. This yoga practice is no fuss, no frills. We'll be on our back the whole time. Set up your mat, and when you're ready, we'll start. Lower down onto your back and set up for bridge pose. So feet hip distance apart, stack your knees directly over your ankles, point all the toes forward. Press your feet down and lift the hips up. Engage your glutes to point your tailbone towards your knees. And here we're stretching the front of the hips and the thighs. Especially good to do that if you've been sitting for a long time. Now concentrate your attention on the lower body. Take a few more deep breaths here. Good. Now we'll carefully release down. Upper back, lower back, your hips come down last. Once you're all the way down, bring your feet to the edges of your mat and bring your inner thighs and knees closer together. Pause a few seconds. And from here, windshield wipers with the legs. Move the legs to the right and then to the left. And do that a few more times. Continue to observe how you feel as we do the poses and the stretches. And do one more on each side. Right, left, and then come back to the center. We'll move into pigeon on your back. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Flex that right foot so the heel and the ball are pressing to the left. Toes are pressing in the opposite direction. Slide your right arm through that space you've made and have your hands behind your left thigh. Deep breaths, especially if this is intense for you. Feel the opposing energies here as you pull your left thigh in towards your chest. Press your hips down towards the mat. In effect, moving your right knee slightly away from you. And bring your attention to that right outer hip, right thigh, the glutes on that right side. Soften your face, no wasted energy in your stretches. Take one more deep breath. Maintain everything else. This time, straighten that left leg up. Do the best that you can. Press your left heel up towards the ceiling and point your toes down towards your face, adding a hamstring stretch on the left side. And continue to press your hips down towards the floor as if resisting the stretch. And breathe through the sensations that come up. Now relax your efforts a little bit, not completely. We'll add some movement in the left foot. Point your toes up and then point your toes down. Do that a few times. So pointing and flexing, and notice how that affects the top of the foot and the leg as you do these movements. We'll add on, move your foot side to side. So outer edge of the foot, then inner edge. Just move it side to side. And this might feel a little strange if you never do this, and especially if you're wearing shoes all day. you need to move and stretch the foot. Come back to center and start some ankle circles. As big as you can. Go in one direction first. And now reverse, go the other way. Pause your movement. Now spread your toes, fan them out. You might wiggle them a little bit. You can move the toes in any direction. Move the foot in any direction. So this is free movement now for your foot. All right. And carefully release. Bend the knee. Bring your left foot down. Uncross the legs. Pause for a moment. Observe how you feel. We'll try everything on the other side. Cross your left ankle over your right thigh. Slide your left arm through. Hands behind that right thigh. Flex that left foot. As you pull your right thigh in towards your chest, press your hips down. Press your sitting bones down towards the mat, as if moving your left knee away from you. And in these poses especially, make sure there is no pain in your knees, no pain in your joints. Bring your full attention on the left side, the hip, the glutes, the thigh. A few more deep breaths. Maintain everything else. Now we'll add on the hamstring stretch. Extend that right leg up. Press the heel up. Point your toes down. Notice if this side feels slightly different from your other side. As you pull that right thigh in, continue to press the hips down, especially that right sitting bone down. Adding on the foot movement, point the toes up and then down. This is dorsiflexion and plantar flexion of the foot. If you want to learn the technical terms, do that a few more times. Come back to center, then move your foot side to side. Again, notice if this foot feels slightly different from the other foot. And as you move, notice the muscles of that right leg. Notice how it feels as the sensation travels from the foot all the way down. Now add your ankle circles. Pause and go the other way. Pause your movement. Now toes. Fan them out, wiggle them around. You can kind of scrunch them up like that, straighten, any kind of movement you want to do. Few more seconds, keep your breath going. Good, and release. Bend the right knee, plant your right foot down, uncross the legs, pause and observe how both sides feel. Now we'll do bridge pose a second time. Feet hip distance apart again. Press your feet down and lift the hips up. Firm the glutes. Notice if the lower body feels slightly different now after some of the stretches we've done. Take one more full breath. And slowly release. Upper back, mid back, hips come down. Feet to the edges of your mat, knees close together. Pause a few seconds. And windshield wipers. Move the legs to the right, then to the left. And do this a few times. Once you've done both sides an equal amount, come back to the center. And keep your left foot there on the edge of your mat. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Flex that right foot. Then let both legs fall to the right. So your right foot is weighing down that left leg. Keep the hips on the ground, best that you can. Relax your arms. And feel the stretch in the front, left hip, left thigh. Breathe through the sensations. One more deep breath. And carefully, mindfully bring the legs back to center. You can assist your legs with your hands if you need to. Uncross. Plant your right foot down on the right edge of your mat. Cross your left ankle over your right thigh. Flex that left foot again. Let your knees fall to the left. And actively pressing your left foot down on your right thigh to feel the stretch in the front, right hip, right thigh. Relax your upper body and breathe. Take one last full breath here. Carefully, mindfully release back to center. Uncross the legs and pull both knees into the chest. Wrap your arms over the legs. They can be over your shins or behind your thighs, whatever you can reach. Notice the lower back, hips, glutes. Now keep hugging your right knee in. Release your left leg down to the floor. Gently pull your right knee towards your right shoulder. The left leg and the left foot are lightly engaged. Give this a few more seconds. And we'll come into twist from here. Bring your right leg across your body. Move your hips so your right hip is stacked over your left hip. Relax your shoulders. I'll give you some other options here if you'd like to add on cat pulling its tail. So there are some variations here. First variation, extend your top leg. Activate that right foot. You feel a stretch in the outer right hip, outer right thigh. And if this is enough, stay here. Or if you want to add on your bottom leg, the left leg that's on the floor, bend that knee and bring your left heel towards your hips. That might be enough of a stretch. Or if you can reach it, place your right hand on that left foot that's on the floor and pull your heel closer to your hips, to your sitting bones. Pretty big stretch here. Deep breaths. Almost there. Stay a few more seconds. If you have that bottom foot in your hand, gently release it. Straighten the leg. Bend this top knee. Come back to the center. And relax both legs on the floor. Pause and observe. Pull both knees into the chest again. And here you might feel one side is different from the other side. And we'll try to come into balance. Do everything on the left. Release your right leg down to the mat this time. Keep that right foot lightly engaged as you pull the left knee closer to the left shoulder. From here, reclining twist. Bring your left leg across your body. You can slide your hips and make sure your left hip is stabbed over that right hip. Soften the shoulders and the face. No wasted energy in your pose. And if you want to add on your cat pulling its tail variations, first option, extend the top leg, straighten the top leg, any amount. Feel the sensation in the outer left hip, outer left thigh. That might be enough, or you can add your bottom right leg, bend that right knee, bring your heel towards your sitting bone. If it's available to you, catch that bottom foot with your left hand, bring it in even closer. Deep breaths. Stay present with the sensations. One last breath here. If you have the bottom foot, gently release. Bend your top leg, come back to the center. Relax both legs on the ground, pause and observe. Bring both knees into the chest again. Last pose is your Happy Baby series. Bring both knees away from each other, knees closer to your shoulders. Then lift the feet. Soles of the feet are facing up. Hands can be on your thighs, your legs, or the feet if you can reach. And feel the opposing energies again. Press your tailbone down towards the floor. The hips want to lift, but keep pressing them down. Few more seconds here. Take one last full breath in Happy Baby. And then relax your efforts. And if there are any last movements or stretches you'd like to do, then go ahead and move the feet, the legs. You might want to rock side to side or do some hip circles. Whatever feels good here. Notice the effects of our stretches on your lower body. And if you have a few minutes today, go ahead and rest in Shavasana. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that was helpful. I'll see you next time. Namaste.